Into the previous session, we discussed how important is Agile into the organization and in their transformation. For me, it's a big pleasure that today, here, we have one very successful Bulgarian team that leads the digital and Agile transformation in their organization. And I would like to welcome on the stage Rada Yosifova, Dimitrov, Людмил Стоилов и Велин Шапкаров.
Hi all, it's a pleasure and honor with my colleagues to show you a real case study of how in Raiffeisen Bank Bulgaria we approach the transformation of the company and the PMO, and hope this is going to be interesting and useful for you. So in order to not waste time, let's start. Nowadays, in such extremely dynamic and challenging market and environment, daily we sense the need to change, to adopt, to learn, and even to unlearn, and important to do the right things at the right time in order to make productive and efficient what we would like to do. So our group and Bulgarian vision, values led us to make a regular self-assessment via transformation map, or this is an instrument how we see to reach the stars and show us honestly where do we need to improve. So naturally become with a significant importance in the strategy to execute a very, very serious digital and adaptive transformation, to lead the company to enterprise agility capability, and to be with a digital champion position on the market. So the transformation was not approached only as a framework, and this is very important. It was not approached as instruments and some adoptions, or even how I saw in many cases, just change of wordings. We started from the heart. We believe that the heart of the change and at the same time, the most difficult part is the mindset, which we continue and will continue to change. Understanding of the fact that we need to change, why we need to change, what is the aim of the transformation itself, and expected results is a key trigger to start or restart learning and doing, and this to be constant line.
Hello from my side as well. My name is Rada Yosifova and I'm the head of HR in Raiffeisen Bank Bulgaria. Together with Lucy and the PMO team and other colleagues, we really were in the driving seat of our digital and adaptive transformation. And what we intend to do today is to show you a little bit to open the door toward our mindset change, to talk a little bit about people and culture and what we did, what we learned during this journey, and what made us successful so far. But again, this is a journey, and we are far from the end of it. Here on this slide, you can see a little example of our digital and agile mindset values, let's say. And we tend to put these sort of sentences, this sort of, I would say, behavioral patterns, which are important. And this is the way how we show to people what we would like to see in their day-to-day life and day-to-day work. And this is the guidance toward the change that we need to set in our organization. Here on this slide, and you will see also in the course of this presentation that we tend to be quite pragmatical in our organization, and we have a framework for everything that we could actually use. So this is our framework toward our digital culture change. We started from the left circle, digital awareness. We knew that there is a need for change, but back then we didn't know how exactly and what exactly we need to change. And step by step, we started changing processes, changing practices in our organization on two levels. One, on personal level, and second, on organizational level. And you can see here in the light blue circle, the personal level. For example, we set a group of digital competencies on very individual level and also on organizational level. We set a very comprehensive plan, a training plan, how to close the gap between the desired state of competencies that we need for transformation and the current status quo. We started automating a lot, even day-to-day processes, and start to make the life of our employees easier. And on organizational level, we changed the structure. For example, now we have 3 tribes. We mixed the teams. The teams started operating on business together with IT, and and their work was enabled by the Scrum Masters and colleagues from, of course, PMO team. So this is the example how we started our journey, and at this point now we believe that we stepped to a next stage, and now we have our digital culture in place. The next stage will be that the culture will be already in our DNA. Going forward, here is an example. Again, we change our positioning as an employer. We change our employee value proposition so to match our new mission, vision, and strategic goals, and we change our slogan. Here on this example, you can see, and I hope that you can feel also, here the energy, the journey, and this cool set of yellow sneakers, which are our shoes during this journey. And you can see them here, the need for change, even the need for innovation, and I think also something which is quite typical for our organization culture, the friendliness, the welcoming culture for everyone who would like to join and show what he or she can. Going forward, Veline, please, if you can change the slide. Here is another example of our so-called servant leadership program, because in the base of cultural change and mindset change, we cannot forget about the leadership. So we established the tailor-made program only for our organization, so-called servant leadership program, based on coaching approaches and on facilitation. During these sessions, our manager were able to shape and to realize what they would like to be as managers in order to be able to sit in the driving seat and lead their teams toward the transformation. You can see another set of behavioral patterns that are extracted from the discussions, and we very much see them in our day-to-day life.
So here is something with a clear vision, with a strong belief, and the efficient future results from the transformation. Here you can see that we made a wonderful, really wonderful project where was developed and decided the vision, mission, strategy, roadmap, and even around 6 months action plan for the huge transformation in front of us. It was delivered all necessary and even I can say huge basis to start in iterative mode to build wished results that we really would like to achieve. By the way, you can see inside the slide and the picture that transformation, we can say it's not a single action. It is a journey, a long journey in which we are still and we continue to be. A holistic transformation, what does it mean? Transformation of ourselves, as Rada mentioned, and everything that we see can bring a value added to our clients, to our company, to ourselves, to employees, and the results that we would like to achieve. Since the project was simple, as I showed just one picture with outcomes and outputs, but not at all. It was not simple, but it was really, really exciting and inspirational. For 2 months, with a lot of learning, doing, testing, learning again and again and again doing, it's an extremely dynamic environment, we can say, and we can congratulate ourselves, at least this is how we did, that we achieved a lot, really a lot. In order to achieve expected results, we combine many thinking, brains, knowledge, know-how. We combine also a lot of efforts, strategies, and honestly, we give our hearts insight. It was invested to the extreme, I can say, of everything from Bulgarian top management, middle management, our colleagues, RBI management, and we had a group of international top consultants, really top consultants with strong experience in this area. And with a previous session, just to connect the dots, I can say, previous session was also from Hendrik Bremer, which shared, I can say, even priceless 20 years experience, just compressed in a very short timing and slides. If you think that I can say something was theoretical there and here, now we are really showing you and I think proving you that with the right approach, it's not. I can say just in order to really connect the dots that he was even our lead consultant for the agile transformation. We spoke about holistic. So what does it mean, holistic transformation? Here you can see extremely, I can say, high level, a 5-steps approach end-to-end, fully end-to-end of digital and adaptive transformation, which touch how we can say all parts of our organization. Starting from the corporate and digital strategy, through defining and prioritizing the customer journeys. And as a result, as Rada already mentioned, we made some adoption to the organizational structure in order to start delivering and regularly to measure the results. And this is repeatable.
Hello from my side as well. As Ludmila already mentioned, and as you can see on the slide, Raiffeisen's PMO's team journey continues through the years, constantly growing and evolving itself. And as people often say, the only sure thing in this uncertain and fast-changing environment is the change itself. So there is nothing wrong with the change. The change is good and make corrections in the direction for good, I think. So back then into 2015, when I joined the company, we started transforming the PMO, actually started transforming the way of delivery from decentralized to centralized approach, and to form a PMO team with constantly growing set of services and tools that we offered and provided to our internal customers and stakeholders. I think the key thing here was in the whole transformation was positioning the department in the organizational structure and the full support and empowerment that we received from the C-level stakeholders and sponsors. You can see that we started using classical way of delivery, waterfall, and in recent years we are increasingly applying more and more agile and hybrid techniques, but there is no one size fits all. So we are deciding case by case which initiative, what delivery approach is more appropriate, more applicable. And here we are really focused on increasing and improving our colleagues' experience and expertise in order to be able to switch from one way of delivery to another, and also to allow us to respond quickly to fast changing requirements, needs of our customers and stakeholders. I can say in parallel with this diversification of usage in different methodologies and frameworks, we strive also to automate as much as possible our processes. That is why we implemented several systems and tools that are helping our colleagues in their daily routine and activities. What is our vision ahead? We are trying more and more to become value management office, to provide investment environment and to encourage entrepreneurship, and to achieve how to say with optimal usage of resources, maximum to generate maximum value for the organization, which means to focus more on benefits-led initiatives with direct link in contribution to the achieving key strategic goals of the organization.
Hello, also from my side. My name is Vanessa Karov, and I'm supervisor of Agile Transformation section in RBG, Raiffeisen Bank Bulgaria. So, as Mitko already shared our evolution of the PMO in the organization, in the past few years, and now show you how we incorporated this transformation mindset into our daily job and activities we implement on a daily basis, looking at it from the PMO set of services that we provide. So we started from this. Changing core with transforming core of services, evolution in the services that we provide as a PMO, but we added another layer. We added values, we added agile values, principles, practices, new type of leading and coaching teams. We really wanted to emphasize on continuous improvement of the teams, emphasize on really outcome-centric approach, and really facilitating the transformation and not managing it purely. So in order to do so, in our department, what we did is actually we approached it from two perspectives: from portfolio measures that we put in practice, and the other way was emphasizing on the synergy, how we can boost the collaboration and synergy between project managers on the one side and with the Scrum Masters and Agile coaches on the other side. Okay, Mitko, you can continue, I think.
So we went through projects, processes, practices. Looking into this slide, what do you think is the next P? Actually, the most important P in the PMO abbreviation. Correct. These are the people. The people are the main asset of any organization. The people are the main contributor of value for any organization. That is why I'm glad and pleased and satisfied. Also, I think my colleagues to have the chance to work with such professionals, our team, and to in the heart of organization, transforming every day our organization. A team of Dylan, can you go back to the previous slide, please? Yes, thanks. A team of professionals who are empowered to take decisions and also trusted by their work, which are mutually supported things. This empowerment and freedom actually unlocks creativity and innovation, so that they can bring added value to the organization. So if you are in the beginning of your transformation, think of the following. You need people. Actually, you need experienced people. You need experienced people that are working in a team, as a team, and not just working as a team, but also in a mutually supportive environment. So without all this, actually, the last one summarizes everything else. Without this, you're very likely to fail in your transformation. So it's very important, and really focus on your core asset. And on the next slide, please, Velin.
And just to say, and we have this team.
That's what I say. Yeah, it's a pleasure to work with them. This is one good example from our organization, from our team. It was extremely important for us to hear what our internal customers' expectations are, and based on these expectations, based on their feedback, we together created a role model how we are going to behave, to communicate, to act with our stakeholders, sponsors, vendors, team members, peers, counterparts, and so on. And you can see that we have come to three categories of behavior: critical, important, and additional. Categorized, of course, by importance, and with focus on the critical ones. And in the heart of all this is, of course, partnership, to be partner to all of your stakeholders. Of course, to be positive, to communicate well, to be flexible enough, of course, to lead by example. And of course, also some basics for our profession, to be goal-oriented, result-oriented, and to stick to the deadlines, and also, of course, to stick to some organizational rules and procedures. Frankly speaking, the results after we implemented this role model were impressive. Before that, very often, first option was always escalation, which is not bad. But before we go to this step, first we have to ask the other side, how may I help you? What is the issue? To try to understand the reason behind, to try to solve together in a collaborative mode, to try to solve this issue. And only then, even in a aligned way, to say, okay, we cannot fix the issue, we should escalate it above. So we change this attitude from a clear manager into a more leader, partner, in the meaning of partner, coach, mentor, even in certain topics, consultant for all our internal stakeholders. And I think the value for the organization is impressive.
Okay, we spoke about principles, we spoke about vision, mission, behavior. Let's talk about motivation. So actually having a clear goal, clear vision in front of us to transform our organization, but also our department as well, that gave us really this little sparkle to boost our creativity, willingness to put our little part of the puzzle, and every one of us was really motivated to do his or her best in this endeavor. So because this was the challenge that we were really not willing to postpone, but really wanted to be part of. Because actually behind all the plans, strategies, and actually above all, are the people and the great collaboration and team spirit. So we have currently 14 running adaptive teams in customer journey tribes. We have running centers of excellence, platform tribes, cross-functional teams. More than 250 people are working or enabling our adaptive teams. More than 300 people, Raiffeisen Bank employees, are using agile practices on a daily basis, meaning Kanban boards, Scrum boards, or other tools. And lean is in the heart of organization since years. So you see how the whole concept really reflects, and it's closely linked to our colleagues and our DNA, as Rado already mentioned. So Mitko already spoke about and gave an overview of the PMO journey, but how it was linked to our personal journeys. And to give you an example, I'll put the best example I know, meaning my personal one. So I started my Raiffeisen Bank journey in 2017 in the standard PMO. I got several really complex waterfall projects, 1-2+ years. But my goal was to improve my capabilities and techniques that I already knew. In 2018, I become more waterfall projects, but I was really willing to improve myself, so that I was enrolled in the Raiffeisen Bank International Group Agile Academy, where I really enhanced my existing knowledge in terms of hybrid and agile. And I learned other methodologies, really shared best practices within with my colleagues, and really learned a lot of lessons. So I was really, I started really to look forward and to pursue in this goal of becoming a better professional, but also to enhance my capacity. So in 2019, as the PMO advanced towards his journey, I already become a PM trainer for Agile and Waterfall, and got assigned to my first Agile project. I also advanced in the RBI and Raiffeisen Bank Agile world, and become really, I got more and more experience on a hands-on experience with really work in Agile teams in our ecosystem. So in 2020, we started the Agile transformation project, as Lucy already shared. And I got a member of Agile transformation team. Our team of colleagues in the PMO introduced the main events, like quarterly business review, PI planning, demo days, all the templates and tools. So I was part of it. And I got more and more into the Scrum Master role, and become a Scrum Master community member, and then leader of the Scrum Master community in our organization. In 2021, a really challenging year, I become a team lead of the Scrum Masters and Agile coaches. And in the same time, our transformation really evolved. New processes at scale were put in place. We really were really emphasized on boosting the speed. Our squads release now every day. I started with 1 or 2+ years delivery, and now we release every week. And really now working really closely with our stakeholders to really gather there and to communicate better the expectation, collect and adopt the change, and to reflect on what we are working on a daily basis. So we speak about people, because, as I said, behind every huge endeavor, a really good and complex endeavor, you need to have the proper people, but you have to also focus on how to really boost their creativity. So we wanted to inspire, first of all, in the project, the broader audience, because we already have really motivated people. So we inspired by inviting really the top-notch experts in the area of Agile, of benefits and portfolio level, Agile transformation. As you can see here, we even had a meeting with Ari van Bennekom. But we also, having our personal knowledge, we had to spread the knowledge, because we were really the core of the transformation. But there are also many people willing to learn new things and to get closer to our Agile way of work. So we organized Scrum trainings together with our group colleagues, but also internal training, a lot of them, to even on specific topics like engineering practices, testing as well. We emphasized also on continuously improving our colleagues in the department by having, because since they are really extremely active in willing to learn new things, share new techniques, methodologies, and practices. So we improved our internal processes and measures, but also emphasized on new areas. So what happened? Having these motivated people, we introduced a whole new concept of outcome-centric events and assessments, and really put in practice useful tools and artifacts to really help the transformation. Sorry, I had technical problems here, sorry. And PMO introduced and was the main driver for all these things together with our colleagues, of course. This was, as I said, the quarterly business review, cross-team planning, but we also emphasize on the main imperatives on applying digital adaptive effectiveness, like giving the heart of Agile, like boosting collaboration, delivery, and reflect and improve. We own and update the main, like the Bible of Raiffeisen Bank Agile transformation is Agile Cookbook. It's a holistic compendium that describes the relevant information around our personal Agile points of view, but also the Agile way of working in the organization. We build strong communities, not only from people working in the Agile settings, but also communities of practice, project management communities, project management experience sharing groups, Kanban communities. We really rely on having these team buildings, socializing events, because in order to really have to involve all of our colleagues into this team spirit. But we also we are traditionally attend every of the PMI project management summit organized by PMI, Bulgarian PMI chapter, where we have an opportunity to meet and to exchange experience with lots of our colleagues in different industries. Last but not least, in this respect, how we really become better together and blossom together is another tool, another method to do so. We did it hand in hand with our colleagues from the group. We have a really close, intensive collaboration with our Raiffeisen Bank International Agile coaches, who support our settings and the transformation in general. We have bilateral and multilateral sessions for sharing. We attend we're really active in all the events on a group and a local level to really share practices and to involve all of our people into the deep dive of the transformation in order to keep their spirit and motivation high.
And I can say here also for the communities that the beauty of the communities and the strong exchange between overall group inside the company and with all other companies, it's leading to learn really from the lessons learned, try the best practices, try to not repeat other mistakes, and not reinvent the wheel, I can say, because sometimes we do this. For a PMO, I can say that in my view, it's extremely important to collect the stakeholder expectation and be clear with that. What's the problems? What's the challenges? What's the benefits expected from the team for the organization? Knowing this, approaching it, learning constantly and bringing visible results, it's going to bring you customer satisfaction, what Mitko discussed. And the stakeholders, it's going to see the added value from your services, from the services you try to provide and provide. In our case, PMO, it's not only responsible for the successful project execution, I can say. It's much more, as you already saw. It's a constant driver of the change, corporate strategy execution, streamline via the portfolio management, and I can say a key driver of the overall agile and adaptive transformation.
Yes, I can step in here and just say that The topic of our today presentation is PMO team at the heart of the organization. I think that you are now convinced that the PMO was the heart, and I can assure you from my point of view that this is true. But besides being the heart of the change, let me use another metaphor that you need to be also the backbone of the change. To have the strength and the power and the ability to take responsibility and to lead the change. And this was what happened actually in our organization. And with me and his team, I have to say this is really a high-performing team. They managed to do this, to be strong enough to onboard people, to lead them through different stages of the process. And we are, you can imagine, we are a large organization with more than 2,500 people. So it's really challenging to balance between the sponsors' request, all stakeholders, and also onboard the teams and motivate them to shared goals. So I really think that this is crucial to have such a team in the heart of such transformation, and really building such a team is quite an advantage nowadays when everything is developing so fast, and it is quite complicated in its structure, let's say. So I will leave Lucy to close today's presentation. And
Thank you. Hope it was you enjoyed. You enjoyed what we show us really in a short introduction of our maturity evolution journey, and bring you some warnings or some ideas in personal perspective. This is what we hope it was not boring also for everybody. And now it's the time for questions and answers.
Yeah, I can confirm that it was interesting, and this is obvious by the question. As I present you in the beginning, one very successful teams, and you show this to us in the last 30 minutes with the presentation, the facts and the results that you show. And now it's time for the question. The first one is related to the heart, as you name your PMO. How do you establish PMO at the center of the organization when it is often not part of the organizational original ecosystem?
Here, if I may, it's really depend of the case. It's really depend of the company, depend of on the I can say industry even. But it's as was I think mentioned and already explained. The most important is that I think Mitko used this. There is no one fits all. This is very clear. And no one fits all. I can say that it's very strong also for the PMO, because there is no one at the same PMO in any organization. The most important is really the screening of the stakeholder expectations. If you know what's the challenges, what's the problems that key stakeholders would like with your team, with your experience to solve, this is immediately bringing you into the heart of the change of the organization and to what's expected to be delivered and even delivered. Hope, of course.
What is most difficult, to be heart or to be the backbone?
Here, Rada can say.
Okay. The next question. Yeah, sorry, please.
So yes, I can say I think that both are important, and as always happens in life, the balance is the key. So the balance between the heart and the balance and the backbone. But this is yes, I can use another psychotherapeutic metaphor even. The tough love. I mean, you need to be strong, to be tough, but with the all empathy that you have, because these transformations are really hard and difficult, and there are significant changes for many people involved, and you just change inside out everything in sometimes in their life. You change drastically the way of working, the way of communicating, the way of reporting, and this is difficult, and you need somebody there all the time to support, to coach, to guide, to lead, in order to decrease this pressure coming from the change. And this was the role of a PMO team in our organization. I think Lucy and the colleagues will agree with me.
Of course, the next question is accepted to be related to lessons learned, because this is the question that all of the project managers ask in the end of each project. So the audience is asking, please share important lessons learned of you. And to develop the question, what would you do differently in the transformation if you could redo it again?
Lucy.
Very, very, I can say, challenging and difficult question. So I can say that looking back, it's already around 3 to 4 years when we started. There is a lot that we could do better, we could change. But the most important is, I think was just mentioned, is that first of all, the most important is whenever you do a transformation to know why you do, to believe that, and of course engage everybody that need to have such change, and really to envision that this change is going to bring better, bright future, better results. So looking forward and looking even in front, the most important it was that the mindset, it's something that we really work on, and based on it we made a lot of learnings, apply a lot of changes, but in order to not say now after 1, 2, 3 or 4 years, maybe this should be done really differently. This is why we put everything as a change to be done in iterative approach. Really, if there is something which it's wrong or failed, that it's absolutely normal, and rather even discuss about the failure culture. Just the impact to be this, to not be this.
And if I can add something to this question, actually, this is not one of exercise. It's a continuous improvement exercise through the years. So see what are the results, analyze it, and then change it again. And another lessons learned important here, Lucy just mentioned it, eat the elephant one bite at a time, not trying to do huge things because the complexity and the risk are bigger and higher.
And just even in terms of let's say a joke and kidding, Velin was implementing, I think around 5 years ago, a lessons learned to walk centralized. Now I cannot even scroll through it. It's amazing.
It's too big.
And if I may also add something to this one, and thank you, Lucy, for this. I'm pretty sure that the colleagues also check the lessons learned template we have and all the information we gathered there. So I think one of the really important lessons I learned is the communication. It's really to emphasize on the communication, and therefore in the last 1 or 2 years we really put a real emphasis on communicating and involving the people in every step, because as Mitko said, the elephant is too big to be eaten at once, but the people have to be really engaged, feel informed, and to be really feel the collaboration. They're parts of the whole the picture, and really emphasize with all the teams into this aspect. And I think we achieved a huge success in this, like building the communities, putting in place another different communication channels, awareness sessions, etc. So I think we really reflect on this lesson we've learned throughout our journey.
So we are going to the future, but we do not leave the roots of project management, mainly the communication, into the past, because it's important to go further. What is the future of your PMO? Was question from our side.
I think I already answered to this question, but I can repeat. So our future, it's based on our stakeholder expectations, what they need from us, what they expect from us to do. It's not, yes, we have a vision, but it's based on their expectation. Imagine if we serve as a PMO as a service. So our idea is to go as a value management office, but of course it will be validated by our major stakeholders and sponsors in this direction.
Yeah.
And just to add, seeing the future, even in long term, it's usually only assumptions. We love the assumptions, especially in Balkans, but really, honestly, it's depending of the need and depending of the situation, environment, and a lot of things that are not depending on us. But we need to be capable to adopt. This is the most important.
Okay, I wish you your stakeholders to inspire you to achieve a lot of good things into the future. Congratulations for your achievements from the audience also. We received many congratulations into the chat. Thank you to the team of Raiffeisen Bank for today's presentation. It was really interesting. Thank you.
Thank you also, you, Elena, for the great support, and also the PMI chapter for this really great event. Every year, you are putting above and above.
For us, it's a pleasure to be part of our community. So I hope that our collaboration will continue as a chapter and as individuals.
Wishing a great day to everybody from our side.
Have a nice day to you too. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye everyone. It was a pleasure.
Bye. Stay tuned.